Hello, bloodsuckers. Unfortunately, my VTuber avatar keeps crashing yet again every time I try to record. And I know it's been about a week or two, and I do apologize. I've been sick with kidney stones, and unfortunately, I still have them, but I am going to try to get videos out. But if I don't get a video out a day or two or so, it's because I've been having pain, because the pain keeps coming and going. And streams will also be on hold for a while until I'm fully 100%. But we finally get to Digimon Adventure, our war game. Now, don't get me wrong, I love our war game. But the issue I have is the voice actors. The voice actors aren't the original game. They're completely different characters. Well, not characters, but they're completely different voice actors, and they don't even attempt. Only person that really attempts to try to sound like the original is Izzy, and even then it's not that great. But the two of the worst is Tai and Kari. Here, and this is when Tai was sending his apology to Sora, and Sora's really bad too. And unfortunately, I just don't understand. Like, I'm sure Digimon and all of them for the English dub gave them clips of the original voice actors. Now, I get they're not always gonna sound exactly like the original voice actor, but at least people that have replaced the original voice actor or something attempts to sound like them. Like I said, these people don't even attempt. The only one that really does is Izzy's voice actor, and even then, he doesn't even sound that great. But at least you can say he attempted to sound like Izzy. Now, moving on from that, instead of the banner saying our war game, it says children's war game. Now, my Japanese isn't great, I'm still learning it. But when the Japanese dub, it says Digimon Adventure Bakuro, I think it's Bakuro no War Game, which of course here translates to in English as Digimon R War Game. So why does this say children's war game? Did the animators just like mistranslate it, or not knowing what the fuck they're doing, or what? Now after that, Izzy goes and explains to Tai what's going on, yada yada yada, and all that. And Jinai and Agumon and Tentomon show up. Now, I swear to God, Agumon's voice actor for this is the original replacement voice. Well, not replacement, but original backup voice actor for War Greymon. In this movie, War Greymon doesn't even use the backup. So that's why I'm saying this is the backup for War Greymon, because it sounds like this. Like, really? Really? You brought this guy back? Really? And Tentomon, he just sounds like a robot. And Jinai, yeah, no. Jinai just sounds like a bad attempt at an old man voice. And don't get me started on Gabumon. I don't want to say anything about Gabumon because, God, that voice. Especially for the evolutions, too. God. Now, this old lady, of course, is Matt and... Oh, speaking of horrible voices, Matt doesn't even attempt at all, just like the other ones. Again, this goes back to saying Izzy was the backup voice... Well, I don't know if he's backup voice actor, but replacement voice actor for the movie anyways. Was the only one that really attempted to sound like Izzy. Because Matt just sounds like a plain old adult when he's not. He's a middle schooler, aka junior high schooler. Like, blah, why? And when Greymon and Kabuterimon... Oh, that's another thing. The voice actors for this movie. They pronounce the names wrong so many times. They pronounced someone's name wrong a bunch of times. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually enjoyed that they were using the Japanese names for characters, but these were only for the human characters, because when it came to the Digimon, they used their English dub names. Now back to what I was going to say. So, Izzy and Tai jack in, use their Digivices, and they go to fight Kiramon. Now when they do, Robot Tentomon and backup War Greymon Agumon digivolve into Greymon and Kabuterimon. But when they do this, they go Digimon, Agumon, Digimon, Tentomon, Digivolve 2. And then when they get to the champions, it's Greymon. Really? Did they do this all in one room? Is my question. For one, because that's what it sounded like when they digivolved into Kabuterimon and Greymon. Now, Greymon's voice actor doesn't even sound like a Greymon. He sounds like a straight up fucking human. And Kabuterimon is probably the same voice actor for Tentomon because, again, robot voice. Now, when they jump off these data screens, for some reason, they make them sound like horses. Because the horse audio plays for some reason. Who knows? Now, when Kiramon digivolves into Infermon, Izzy goes, "Don't worry, he's only champion." No, he's not champion, but I will say, Izzy said he made a mistake and said that he digivolved twice to become an ultimate. Now, you can say this is warp digivolve because we didn't actually see him digivolve into Korasarimon, but I think what happened is he went to Korasarimon, then took a second because the smoke took a while to clear. So I'm thinking he took a second and then went to Infermon. Now, after they lose the fight with Infermon escapes and starts making more chaos, and they're getting ready. They finally get a hold of Matt and TK, and they're getting ready to go into battle again. And when that happens, Izzy says that Infermon's in America. Well, actually, first they're trying to find Infermon because he keeps, Wait, is this Infermon or Diaboromon? I can't remember what scene this is. I think this was when Infermon was becoming Diaboromon. Yeah, it is. So, they, were looking for him, and Tai says the most stupidest thing. But again, this is not Tai. I mean, Tai always says stupid stuff, even with his regular voice actor. But this voice actor was just straight up stupid. Because the voice actor says, "Rude person." He's not a person, first off. Secondly, of course he's rude. He's an evil Digimon. What the fuck? And once they're there at the computer, because TK and Matt had to find someone that had a computer, and they did find someone, but their computer wasn't working, so they took them to the barber shop. This barber is completely stupid, because he says, and why do they're already using your computer. Why would you ask this why they're using it? That makes no sense. But anyways, a big fight happens first, and then of course, the computer screen, Ty's computer freezes, and I'm sorry, I'm just trying to remember everything. I'm frustrated as hell because my avatar keeps crashing when I try to record. So I am using my PNG again, and I'm recording this so I can put my PNG in it. But Ty's computer crashes, and that ends up kind of stalling everything. Then Digimon makes copies of himself while he's sending off a nuke from America, and Metal Gurumon and War Greymon get their asses kicked by the copies. But Ty and Matt come into the digital wave area, whatever you want to call it. This is when Omegamon finally appears the first time. But same with Diaboromon. Unfortunately, there were no voice actors for Omegamon / Omnimon. I kind of switch between both. Sometimes I call him Omegamon, sometimes I call him Omnimon. I don't really hate either name. Omegamon's the original name, Omnimon's the dub name. I like them both, because they fit them both either way. But as I was saying, neither Omnimon or Diaboromon have voice actors for this movie, unfortunately. So it's just a bunch of battle scenes, which I'm okay with. Now, my final thoughts on this is, even though the voice actors were terrible, I still genuinely love this movie. This movie is something that was like, oh my god, yes, when I was a kid. And if you don't enjoy it, that's fine, that's for you. But don't ruin it for other people. Don't tell other people it was the worst movie in Digimon, when it really wasn't. Because our war game, you gotta remember too, our war game was one of their most second movies they've ever made for Digimon, and I'm sure there were problems. As far as I can remember, there were problems getting this made and dubbed. So you really can't blame them, but they could have at least told the voice actors to try harder and to pronounce the names better. It was just, oh my god, what kind of ruins it for me is the voice actors. But the movie itself, if you just watch it muted, if you want to, it's awesome. For one of the most second movies they've ever done for Digimon. But anyways, I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, depending on when you're watching this. Mwah.